Once again, we are back today to discuss something pretty huge from the new Ninjago Crystalized trailer. And again, as with some topics we've discussed previously, this is easily one of the most talked about things, and is also easily one of the most hyped up things to come out of this specific teaser. With that being said, it's also very confusing and kind of vague, as there are so many different possibilities at play here, and we have nowhere near the full picture of what's actually going on. Really quickly though, before we do get started with the video, if you haven't already and do appreciate the content, please consider dropping a subscribe. It would mean a lot to me and does help me out a lot, so at the very least, please do just consider it. With this being said, let's get started. Now, this is the shot that I'm talking about. We only really have about a 3-second clip of it, if that really. It is very, very short, and this is basically all that's happening in this image. As you can see, these two guys are fighting each other. All of their elemental powers are going right up in the air, clashing, and they seem to be having a pretty major and dramatic fight scene, presumably in the cave place under the monastery. That's where it seems to be. And yeah, that's basically all of the description that needs to be done for this shot. Now, what's actually happening? Well, I think the most obvious possibility we have here, and the one that's just kind of assumed, and rightfully so, is that they are fighting. We're not too sure what they could be fighting over. Well, we do have a good possibility and a reason for thinking so, but we will get onto that later. But they seem to be fighting. Now, why are they fighting? These are obviously very good friends. Well, personally, I believe that they've just been kind of messed up mentally over the loss of Nia, and they probably got into some sort of argument regarding that, which then ended up leading to a complete huge fight somehow. I think that's basically what we can assume right now, and that seems to be by far the most likely option at play here. I mean, there doesn't really seem to be many other viable options as to why two best friends would be fighting it out like this, so I think that's probably what's going on here. This is a result of the loss of Nia. It's kind of messed the whole team up, as it did with Season 4, and this is the result of that. That's definitely an option here. Now, another interesting option I've seen that I never actually thought of, but I have seen this circling around the community, is the fact that maybe they are trying to perform some sort of ritual and bring Nia back. Not too sure the specifics on this one. It's kind of a vague theory, and I'm not too sure if I actually do believe it that much, but I guess, hey, it's possible. And one thing to back that up is the fact that there is actually a jar of water below them just there, and also a kind of puddle of water all around it. And there are some really unnatural movements with the water, so maybe their powers are having some kind of effect. I'm not too sure how exactly this would bring Nia back in any way, shape or form, but maybe they are just trying to, somehow, out of desperation. That could kind of be likely, I guess, and it's a whole different perspective on this entire scene, which I'm actually quite fond of. But again, I'm not really too sure about the specifics of this one, and I'm not too sure it would really work practically, so it's a hit or miss for sure, this one. And lastly, we do have another option that's basically like number one, but with some more backstory to it, and they are probably fighting maybe over someone breaking the glass jar filled with water. I'd imagine that's probably Jay's water jar that he's kept. We do know that Jay is struggling arguably the most out of all of the ninja here. He seems to have gone completely crazy, and he's just locked himself away and has gone, again, literally crazy and insane after the loss of Nia. So, I mean, Jay collecting jars of water because it's Nia, not really out of the question there. Maybe someone really annoyed him and this caused a huge breakout in the Samurai X cave or something along those lines. That is definitely a possibility here and would also make sense. But those are the only main options here, and those are some of the most credible and most interesting ones that I really wanted to bring forward in today's video. So with that being said, that basically does conclude this video. With this being said, what do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree with any of this? Or do you have any other ideas and takes? Please feel free to drop them down below in the comments. I'd love to hear them. With this being said, please do feel free to drop a like on today's video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so to all of my latest Ninjago news. And with all of this being said, I will see you all in my next video coming out very, very soon. Goodbye.